Hello dear students, let us understand one more topic, that is transcription. So in this particular topic we will understand the basic difference between the prokaryotic gene and eukaryotic gene, then what are the promoters, then we will understand the details of the transcription in the prokaryote and eukaryotes. So let's start. So in prokaryote, as you can see, the mechanism of the transcription is very simple. An mRNA is produced without any modification because the 5' end and 3' end of the mRNA is not modified. Further, since there is no nucleus also, the transcription and translation can take place simultaneously. However, in eukaryotes, as you can see, the primary transcript is modified substantially. First, a 5' cap is added on the 5' end and poly A tail is added at 3' end. Then, since eukaryotic mRNA contain coding sequence that is known as exon and non-coding sequence that is known as intron. So coding sequence are joined together and non-coding sequence are spliced out. So splicing is also a step that occurs in the eukaryotic mRNA processing. So once the mRNA is ready, after all this modification or all this processing, mRNA moves out of the nucleus and here the translation takes place. So transcription, RNA processing and translation, these three steps occur in eukaryotes. Further, 5' capping and splicing can occur simultaneously. There is one more difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic mRNA. Prokaryotic mRNA normally code for more than one protein. That means the prokaryotic mRNA are polycistronic. Cistron means protein. So they code for multiple proteins, while eukaryotic mRNA code for only one protein. That is, they are monocistronic. So let us understand what is promoter. So promoter is a DNA sequence that is necessary for the transcription, and that is a short consensus sequence, and it is required for the initiation of the transcription. Promoter in prokaryote and eukaryote are well characterized. In prokaryote, the promoter region is -10 region and -35 region. The -10 region promoter is also known as Pribnow box. The sequence for Pribnow box is TA, TA, AT, and -35 region sequence is TT, GA, CG. Apart from these two important promoter region in the prokaryote, there is one more element, that is UP element, that is present upstream of the transcription start site. This is recognized by the carboxy terminal domain of the alpha subunit of the RNA polymerase. -35 region is recognized by the sigma 4 and -10 is recognized by the sigma 2 of the RNA polymerase enzyme. So let us understand what is the difference between the replication and transcription. As you can see in this slide, that transcription does not require any primer because transcription can start de novo, while in replication, as you remember, replication always start from some sort of primer. Then in transcription, only a small portion of DNA is involved. Further, only one strand of DNA is served as a template and there is no proofreading also in the transcription. Transcription is carried out by one important enzyme, that is RNA polymerase. This enzyme has a 5' to 3' synthesis activity. The diagram of the RNA polymerase is shown in this picture. This orange color is the RNA polymerase. This RNA polymerase encompasses the DNA strand cover up to 35 bases. During transcription, one RNA and DNA hybrid is present, that is about 8 bases. During transcription, DNA strands are opened and DNA is unbounded stage, and the unbounded strand is about 17 bases long. The rate of the nucleotide addition is about 50 to 90 nucleotides per second. In this picture, the sense and anti-sense strand are shown. As you can see, the DNA contains two strands. One strand is known as sense strand that is also known as coding strand. Another strand is known as antisense or non-coding strand. Antisense or non-coding strand serve as a template for the synthesis of mRNA. mRNA is now exact copy of the sense or coding strand, and the information of this sense strand is transcribed into this mRNA. If any amino acid is coded by this region, this will be represented in this mRNA. That is why this strand is known as sense strand or coding strand. The RNA polymerase consists of different units, subunits. Alpha, there are two units of alpha, then beta, beta prime, and omega. These five subunits together form the core enzyme. Then one more subunit, sigma, is also associated with this core unit and make a holoenzyme. This sigma subunit can change depending upon which kind of gene it is transcribing. So let us understand what is the function of each subunit. Beta prime subunit help in DNA binding of the RNA polymerase. Beta is useful for the nucleotide transferase activity. Alpha is used for the assembly, and then omega is used for the regulation, and sigma is used for the identification of the promoter region. Molecular weight of each subunit is also shown in this diagram, and the gene name is also shown. As you can see, in RNA polymerase, each subunit is represented by one number, while alpha unit is represented by two numbers. So there are two subunits of the alpha. Let us understand different types of sigma factor in E. coli. Most common sigma factor is sigma 70. The sigma 90 is also present. This is useful for the genes that regulate the iron transport. Sigma 24 is helpful or is regulate the genes that help the cell to cope up with the heat stress. Sigma 28 is involved in the flagellar genes. Then sigma 32, again during heat shock, those genes which are expressed during the heat shock, those are governed by the sigma 32. Sigma 38 helps the cell from overcoming the starvation condition. Then sigma 54 is useful for the genes that are transcribed during nitrogen limitation conditions. So different sigma factors are required for different set of gene expression. However, the core enzyme remain the same. So how the transcription starts? First, polymerase bind to the DNA strand and form a complex with the sigma. Sigma is helpful in recognition of the promoter. Initially, the DNA strand remain closed. Then polymerase melt down the DNA and form an open complex. Then polymerase catalyzes the phosphodiester linkage of the initial two ribonucleotide triphosphate. So that is first two nucleotide are bond is formed by the RNA polymerase. After that, elongation phase is started. Polymerase keep on unwinding the DNA ahead and then keep on adding the ribonucleotide in 5' to 3' direction. Once the ribosome RNA polymerase reaches at the transcription termination site, so termination of the transcription occur. In prokaryote, termination occur by two methods, row independent method and row dependent method. Row independent method does not involve the row protein. That is why it is known as row independent method. In this particular method, DNA strand have inverted repeat sequence, and then it is followed by the 6 adenine nucleotides. So when such region is transcribed, the mRNA also contain the inverted repeat as per the sequence present in the template strand. So when these inverted repeat sequence are transcribed, they can form a complementary base pairing with each other and make a hairpin loop like structure. This hairpin loop structure disturbs the RNA polymerase, and this hairpin loop structure is then followed by a string of uridine nucleotide. So since only two hydrogen bonds are present between the adenine and uridine, they are easy to melt down. And as you can see, this region, the inverted repeat region, is rich in G and C, guanine and cytosine. So the bonding between this structure is very strong, and bonding between this structure is very loose. And this structure sterically interfere with the RNA polymerase and disturb the RNA polymerase, and therefore RNA polymerase slip away from the DNA strand and the transcription stop. So this is known as Rho independent mechanism of transcription termination. In this particular mechanism, there is no involvement of any external Rho protein. So that is why it is known as Rho independent. As we have seen that this inverted repeat region is GC rich and it is followed by the uridine residue. This diagram I have shown so that you can easily make the diagram in the exam. The newly synthesized mRNA contain the inverted repeat sequence, and complementary base pairing between these inverted repeat makes the stamp loop structure or hairpin loop structure, and the hydrogen bond between the adenine and uridine can be easily break down. And this structure, because of the physical interference with the RNA polymerase, disturb the RNA polymerase from transcription and transcription stop. So let us understand the other mechanism, the Rho dependent mechanism. Rho dependent mechanism involve the one hexamer protein known as Rho protein. This Rho protein loaded on the newly synthesized mRNA at a particular signal that is present on the mRNA, and it moves towards the RNA polymerase. This Rho protein have helicase activity, and because of the helicase activity, it unwinds the DNA and RNA hybrid, and because of the unwinding activity of this helicase activity, transcription is terminated. This Rho protein binds to the mRNA at RUT site, that is Rho utilization site. In this picture, the detailed structure of the Rho protein is shown. As you can see, this Rho protein is consisting of 6 hexamer, and each unit protomer is shown in detail. Each protomer consists of different domain. The primary RNA binding domain, the sequence of primary RNA binding domain is mentioned here in form of amino acid signal symbol. Apart from this RNA binding domain, there are other domain also which are known as Q loop, R loop, and P loop. So this is the detailed structure of the Rho protein.